Hello everybody, my name is Super Chicken. I have been busy over the Christmas period, both with festivities and getting my rank up. I've gotten up to level 15 using the latest version of my Secret Control that I've been peddling for the last few videos. I have made some changes to it. I have since dropped Ysera, but picked up the Archmage, Antinitis. Someone will correct me later. So far it's going really well. We're heading upwards in the ranks, which is good instead of stagnating. But I've also been playing two other decks in particular. I made a Druid Control deck and a Hunter deck, which I'll show you in a video to come. For now, we're going to play Secret Control and take it even higher up in the ranks. Right now, I'm on a win streak. Feels pretty good. If I lose that win streak on my first run of the video, I'll look quite the fool. As for the new replacement for Ysera, I'm not 100% convinced that it is a better option, but it is certainly an option. I've had a lot of success with it recently, but I'm just gonna play it a little bit more and work out if it's just sort of dumb luck success or if it is actually a legitimately good card. I wasn't really excited about it in the first place, you know, before I crafted the card, but now that I've played with it a little bit, it's actually pretty snazzy. Okay, so we're against a priest, and we're not going to be casting that anytime soon. To be honest, I think I'm going to pitch both of these cards as well. I mean, if he opens with a Northshire Cleric, this is going to be really bad, especially if its ability activates, because then I would hit the Northshire Cleric or one of his creatures, and he would heal off of it using his passive and then draw cards. He would only be good if I play him, cast nothing, and then just try to attack the Northshire Cleric. So maybe for that reason it's worth keeping. The Polymorph can go. I'm happy to draw that later on. You know what? I think I'm just going to get rid of all of them. You know, it's only a small chance that he'll actually have the Northshire Cleric if he takes it at all, let alone puts it in his hand at the start of the game. So we'll see. We just pass the turn here. We don't use Arcane Missiles. That would be a waste, considering he would instantly heal it back. Likewise, we don't cast Frostbolt at this point. There's no reason to do that. The 3 damage on him doesn't put any pressure on the board state. I've said this in a few of my videos as well. Just because you have 2 mana doesn't mean that you play Blood Mage straight away. In fact, that's a terrible idea. You only play this in conjunction with one of your other spells to get that little bit of extra damage. I've talked about that before. So we'll just ping and pass the turn, as we have no real action here. In case you don't remember, this deck doesn't really make proactive plays. It sort of reacts to whatever they do, and you just sort of try to stall for as long as humanly possible until you can resolve Ragnaros, which we had earlier, but we pitched it, but we're happy to sort of dig through our deck and find it again, you know, in our own time. I think we just ping this creature and then pass the turn. We can wear the 1 damage it might cause us. I'm not even going to use Arcane Missiles. I realized I could Arcane Missile and, you know, probably take it out there in conjunction with Fire Blast. But, I mean, it's doing 1 damage. Like, I'll take the 1 damage. That's fine. There's no reason to blow your hand like that. In order to last to the late game, you really got to use your cards quite sparingly, quite tactically. It is a little bit concerning that he has raised the health of the Engineer. I realize he did that with Power Word Shield. There's a possibility that he might do the 1-2 combo where he doubles the health, then turns his health into the attack value. So we could be taking 8 damage potentially next turn. In which case, I would probably be of a mind to remove it. If I had a Vaporize, that would probably be the best play. But having not having one, I think we'll go Blood Mage into Frostbolt, which will take care of it. It does get rid of 2 of his cards. It's the Novice Engineer plus the Power Word Shield, but the Power Word Shield and the Novice Engineer both drew him a card anyway, so we're really sort of putting ourselves out to do that. Actually, the other thing is to not use the Blood Mage here, just use Frostbolt and Fire Blast, which will probably be better because then we get to keep our Blood Mage for something important. It seems a little bit annoying to have to use Frostbolt on a 1-4. I realize it could be bad next turn, but yeah, I think he has to go. So, you know, he ultimately spent no cards there because both of his cards cantripped into another card and replaced itself. and I had to use a Frostbolt to remove that, so I am 1 card down in this exchange. It seems as though he's pretty big on playing a lot of the cards that do that, so, you know, I'm forced to deal with this guy. But at the same time, he draws a card off of it. Here's that Northshire Cleric I was talking about at the start, right as I drew my Wild Pyromancer. I don't want to activate Wild Pyromancer, because it will damage the creatures, and he will just heal them with his, you know, lesser heal ability, and then draw cards off that, and that would just be terrible, because he's already well ahead in the cards, as it is. Excuse me.
What to do? What to do?
Yeah, I think this has to go. And it has to sort of go now. I could Blood Mage into Arcane Missiles, which is 4 missiles, which I'd be lucky to get 2 on either of these. I could Blood Mage into Frostbolt and take out either of them, or I could just Frostbolt on this one.
What to do?
I could go Pyromancer into Frostbolt on this fellow and do 1 damage to that fellow, but I don't really see the point of that. No, that's pretty garbage.
What to do?
Alright, well, this can go. That'll just draw him so many more cards, whereas this has already drawn him the cards that he needs. So he's already done his bit. I realize he might become an 8/8 still. I think we'll just draw 2 cards and pass. Yes, this is a high health creature. He doesn't have to put Power Word Shield onto it to make it to double its health to then turn it into an 8/8.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
This could be a little bit troublesome, because this could easily become a 12/12 next turn, and that is a quite hard thing to remove because it continually heals itself. We did get a Spellbender at a very good time just then, because we may actually be able to steal the spell steal the buff spells that he has, like Inner Fire and that sort of thing, and take it onto our Spellbender, which would be pretty good actually.
What to do?
So I might do this.
We have many secrets.
Put that up. I don't think I'm going to get killed in 1 shot next turn. I don't think. I mean, it's maybe possible. So I don't think I need to put Ice Block up yet. We could stress the healing ability of the Lightwell if we did an AoE effect with Wild Pyromancer. But if he has another Northshire Cleric, he could play the Northshire Cleric and then start healing, and then that would cause us a few headaches. Which I am not interested in doing. I think we will just... I'll ping 1 creature. I'll ping this one because I can foresee us being able to kill that in our own time later. Oh, of course, the healing thing. Right, that. The thing that I was just talking about. Yeah. So maybe I could have put a Secret Control Mage down and an Ice Block and just gotten it out there. Yeah, I've got a pretty good feeling he might have just been baiting out the counterspell then. Because he probably wants to buff one of his own things. Alternatively, he wanted to use it on my cheap creature and then finish it off with perhaps his Gnomish Inventor. We are being the recipients of a violent beatdown. I think at this point I really need to fireball this. This needs to go. It's gonna cause us all sorts of problems. The alternative is we could use Blood Mage into Arcane Missiles and, you know, with a little luck, maybe even kill one of these Shattered Sun Clerics. We might even do that as well. But while this is at a manageable health total, this gets fireballed. Because I'm fully expecting that to jump up to 12 health shortly. And that would be... well, that wouldn't be very nice. I think at this point, we don't really have the mana to do our Wild Pyromancer combo. We're a little bit shy in that department, so I think I'm just going to put a Kirin out and my Ice Block. Ice Block is fantastic. I picked a couple up the other day and replaced Ice Barrier. Ice Barrier is really good. I also replaced Mirror Entity. Mirror Entity is less good. But Ice Blocks have been just absolutely fantastic I've had a number of games where I've sort of just been beaten down and I'm on the ropes and I'm about to go down, and you have an ice block up, so you know that you're not going to die. So they drop their entire hand to kill you, and then you just sort of live miraculously, and then just, you know, one-shot them or something. It's really good. I'm starting to find, though, the higher I get in the ranks here, so from the difference between, say, level 18 to level 15, people are starting to become a little bit more wise to the fact that ice block exists. It was fun to sort of use it earlier on, where people just did not expect it at all. He has a lot of creatures, and he is favouring things that do have a high amount of health, which is why I'm so sure that he's going to try to double the health and turn it into an attack. Like, this man had the Senjin Shieldmaster had a 5 health base, this one had a 4 health base, so, you know, it's very easy to double and then turn it into an aggressive attack. I don't particularly want to use my polymorph. I really want to save it, because I feel like when he does eventually sneak a creature through, then double its health, then turn its health into attack, I'm going to want this pretty badly. So I think the play here is to use Pyroblast on this creature before that happens, but we save this for if he sneaks down a combination of cards. That will upset me. Perhaps the other play would be to go Blood Mage into Arcane Missiles and clean something out with a Wild Pyromancer. That might actually be the play here. That way I can get rid of this flak. If he does double that up, I can use Polymorph to get it next turn, because I'm sitting behind an ice block. I think that's what we'll do. Because I'm taking 7 damage a turn, which is a lot more than this currently. So this really needs to be dealt with. Unfortunately, I'm relying on the randomness of Arcane Missiles to get that done. So that is terrible. So let's do this. That was pretty awful, but I can ping them. Oh, that's fine. Still comboing. We'll just hit that while we can. All the animations, especially when you're doing a lot of talking, and then, you know, you start the end of turn countdown, and then you start a really animation-intensive combination like that one. You're just sort of sitting there going, oh gosh, come on, just finish the animation so I can get this done. On the plus side, though, if he does want to double his health, it'll only be 10 instead of, you know, 100 or whatever it was going to be before, so that's pretty good. Well, not pretty good, but it takes a little bit of the pressure off me. I feel like he's just waiting for an opportunity to do it in one move and then just absolutely roundhouse kick me out of the blue. So he's getting me down, and then it's going to come out of nowhere. I got a reasonable good feeling about that. 9 mana. I think what we could do is Pyroblast this fellow, and then with the 1 remaining mana, Arcane Missiles, and hope to snag him. Alternatively, I could use Polymorph this fellow, Arcane Missiles, and if I miss, hit the last one with the Fire Blast. The only downside about that is that I lose my Polymorph. I suppose I could do Azure Drake into Arcane Missiles, but this man will still live, and I'm probably going to get hit for 14 damage next turn. I think we're better safe than sorry. We're going to Polymorph this, Arcane Missiles, and hopefully snag them both. If not, I'll use my passive. We got him anyway, so that feels pretty good. Pin that. I'm just sort of hoping that I've anticipated the move correctly here. I feel like we could be taking more damage than what I want to take here. He's probably worked out that what I have is an ice block by now. I mean, he's played spells, he's played creatures, and he's attacked, so it's not a counterspell, it's not a spellbender, it's not a vaporize, it's not a barrier. I think he knows what's going on. That's a pain. I think I do want to get rid of this creature with my Pyroblast, which is a little bit unfortunate. I could Azure Drake and hope to hit one of my fireballs, like with its cantrip. Which would be good, but I don't know if I can rely on that. At worst, I could cantrip into a nothing spell and still put on my Spellbender and maybe steal an ability, but I would be taking 7 damage next turn. I think I have to Pyroblast one of his creatures away, which is ugly, but I think I have to. And I think it's going to be this one, because I feel like it has the ability to get bigger than... Like, it's only 3 damage now, but I feel like it could be 10 soon. Whereas this is 4, and I can sort of, you know, deal with that. I should probably ping the creature. I'll ping the creature. I've used both of my Frostbolts, but it's a possibility that perhaps... I think I've used my Arcane ones as well. My Arcane Bolts. Missiles. I will be... Okay, so the Fairy Dragon is actually really difficult to deal with for this deck. I don't have a lot that can really do much to him, except for some sort of area of effect. I would love to see my Flame Strike come up any minute now. We do have the ability to buy time. We've got an Ice Block. We take lethal damage, then I Ice Block again. So there's 2 turns there. Hopefully we can even bait him to just dump his hand to overkill me, because a lot of people like to show off before they, you know, before they kill you. I doubt that'll happen, and people are starting to get, you know, reasonable at the game. I'm gonna Azure Drake, because I definitely need to hit a card here. I need to see a lot of my stuff. That's actually a pretty good top deck just there, because I can take out 2 creatures right now, which is perfect. And we'll pass the turn. I'm just going to adjust my mic stand whilst he takes his turn. Hopefully that doesn't bug everyone too much, because it's been bugging me. There we go. Okay, so we traded pretty well just there.
Time for games.
Sylvanas isn't usually a real pain, but I don't play creatures much. And the creatures I do play, she kills. So she can't hurl herself at something, die, and then steal it. For the same reason that, you know, because we've got 2 ice blocks, which basically means we can live for 2 additional turns beyond our expected lifespan. In that time, I really desperately need to dig through my deck to find cards that will bail me out. So I need to play this card. Flame Strike at 5 is really, really good. It will kill Sylvanas, which will steal my dragon, which is less good. I suppose I should leave... I should actually not use Flame Strike now. He might just throw both of these characters at my mage, and then activate Ice Block. And gives me a chance to kill my Drake in my own time. I'm going to put this up and try to steal one of his spells, and, well, I'm going to ping that. I feel like, in combination with my passive of Fire Blast, the fact that this normally does 4 damage, I can kill a 5 toughness creature, so I don't actually need the spell power from Azure Drake to kill everything on this board here, because I can get to 5 damage if I need to, even without the spell power. So if he removes this creature, which he has, I can just Flame Strike now and kill all the creatures without giving up my giving him my Azure Drake. And that will be the play here. We're just going to kill all his creatures. Why on earth wouldn't you? That way he gets no value out of Sylvanas, which is usually a very valuable creature. I think we put the Vaporize out here, stock up, and pass the turn. I think we may be on the way to wrestling control of this game here. I just need to see one of my finishes now. There's a very good chance that he's sitting on a mind control. He just hasn't seen a target worth mind controlling. But we should... Yeah, we have a Spellbender up, so that's fine. Arcane Intellect is going to dig for cards. Hopefully we're going to hit our finisher. Not yet. Wasn't meant to be. We put a counterspell up and we ping this creature. Because then we can hopefully ping it next turn, unless he wants to dedicate time to healing it. Or we can threaten to remove it for no value. This is one of the reasons I love this deck. You can get obnoxiously low in health and then just secret up, and then you become just sort of like really cranky and scary looking. Okay, so he eats a Vaporize. we do actually want these counter spells. We do legitimately want them, but we want them in combination with my Archmage or Ragnaros, who I haven't seen yet. And both of those are in my final 5. The Archmage is actually going to look pretty terrible if he is in the last few cards, because you're not going to be able to combo him very well with any spells. So I might actually try to make a conscious effort to retain some spells here so that I can turn them into fireballs with his ability. Ragnaros, on the other hand, can go to town on this man, which would be really good. Nah, didn't get him. What's the plan here? The way I see it, I've got 2 plays. I can polymorph and remove it, and save the saucy ice block activation, and force him to make another play. Or I let him hit me in the ice block, hit me right in the ice block. It lets me see another card, but then I need to play my ice block next turn. No, I definitely need to remove that. It's getting a bit ugly. I'm going to pass the turn. There have been games like this where I do need to draw my finisher, and it just happens to be in the bottom card or 2 of the deck. It's happened before. I've even caught it on video in one of my earlier videos there. That Holy Smite was almost certainly a bait for the counterspell, but then again, he might have been trying to just finish me off there. Okay, we have a Spellbender up, so we're safe to play Ragnaros here. Yeah, if we didn't have the Spellbender, I can't play this because he will be sitting on a Mind Control. There's every possibility he's sitting on a Mind Control here. This should really spice things up a little bit. I would just love for him to tap out right now, spend all his mana and try to Mind Control it. That is unfortunate for him. Ideally, that would have been better if it was a counterspell, but I would have needed to activate the counterspell and then play this man next turn, and then that's all kinds of painful. As awkward as this is, I think the play here is to use a fireball on my own Spellbender that he stole and put a counterspell up. That way we'll ensure that Ragnaros does 8 to the priest. Because there's a 50-50 chance he'll prioritize between these 2 targets. Usually, you know, we've got all the time in the world and that's fine. But I am going to burn myself out and I have 4 life, so I really need to put the damage on him right now. Even though Fireball to the face plus 8 to the face would be really, really good, there's a chance it may not go to the face. So I actually need to awkwardly remove this creature. I need to put the counterspell up to protect Ragnaros for another turn, because if he has the second Mind Control, then he will attempt to probably burn it here. The thing is, he's running out of cards and he's running out of time, so it's going to be hard for him to use a nothing spell like Holy Smite to eat a counterspell. Death doesn't work. He may have another Shadow Word Death. I don't think he's used it yet, so maybe he'll have the double. There it is. Ooh, I believe both my polymorphs have gone as well. That could be that could be bad. That could be very bad, actually. I'm trying to think what that last card could be. Basically, we need to turn this into a fireball, and quickly. So I'm going to do that. And get a fireball really fast. And hopefully that fireball, you know, will last a little while. I think this one's going to be tight. I have double ice block here. I hope he lives another turn. That'll just give me 2 fireballs to, like, bang bang, finish him off. It gets a little bit harder if he keeps healing himself. Okay, so he's used the ice block there. He didn't attack with a giant. He might have sort of thought that it was a vaporize, but I think he proved that it wasn't earlier. That is a fantastic card to have pulled right now. I think I go 1, 2, 3. I put it all on him and see what happens. 1, 6. That's 10 mana. Yeah, so I do it all. 1, 2. I really need to. Basically, this is a fatigue race now. I think I instantly lose it though. because I've just run out of cards. I don't know what his are. I'm sort of hoping that they're not more heals, because that is... I can't actually race him because his hero power is stronger in this sort of situation. This is a little bit anticlimactic, I think. At least I didn't activate my ice block. I can't beat him. I can only ping him. I pass the turn. He's, you know... I was hoping for maybe one more fireball from Antonius. The Archmage, whose name I will check after this video. It's an ice block. See, the thing is that it doesn't matter, because I pass the turn, I draw fatigue, and die. Very close game. Very, very close. Let me just fix this. Well, that goes my winning streak. I was winning. No one believes me now. That is that was particularly close. I mean, one more blow with Ragnaros, or one extra fireball, I think might have been the world of difference there from Antonius. I think I got a little bit unlucky that having them be in the bottom 3 cards of my deck, both of them. But I mean, that happens sometimes. Some people like to run only one finisher, like Ragnaros just by himself, which I think it just makes those times where you can't find a finisher happen a little bit more. It frees up more space in your deck for good removal spells and that sort of thing. But I mean, demonstrated just there. Imagine having both of those cards appear in the bottom of the deck is a lot harder than just having one of them appear in the bottom half of the bottom part of the deck. I think drawing them earlier would have been quite beneficial to me, but no such luck. Frustratingly though, it does get rid of that winning streak, because every time I was winning, I was getting a lot more stars than necessary. And it was really playing me ahead in the ranks, but I've lost that momentum now. We're playing against a warrior, and I'm just going to call it straight off the bat. I mean, I'm having a bit of unlucky matchups at the moment. If it's a weapon warrior deck, this deck has a bit of troubles with that. I just can't stop the constant beats with the weapons. I realize weapon warrior decks are out there, but I haven't felt compelled to put in those acidic swamp oozes yet, because I don't come up across them so often that it forces me to change my deck. But, I mean, here we are, looking at a warrior. We're just sort of hoping that he just doesn't go, you know, coin into axe or something like that. Hello. We'll just ping him and pass turn. Having him go, you know, fiery war axe, and I realize a lot of people like to save the charges for creatures, but we have no creatures, so they quickly learn that, and then they start using it on my health total. So when you take 6 from a Fiery War Axe and 10 from a Arcanite Reaper, you're really low. And then usually you get blown out by haste creatures or something to that effect. We have a lull on the action. I think we're very lucky that he hasn't done anything at the moment. There's every chance that he's a control sort of deck as well, which is a little bit better for us if it is that way. Because I can't handle the weapon one, but I can handle a control version. I think here we just... Arcane Intellect. There's no reason to put Frost Block up just yet. By putting Frost Block up, it'll sort of make him second guess his moves, but he'll quickly work out that it's neither a counterspell nor a Vaporize, and he'll assume that it's a Frost Block. So if we sort of jam it later on, it gives him less time to figure out what it is. Okay. We really need to preserve our life total because he will chunk it away very, very rapidly. I think the best option here is to Frostbolt the creature and be done with it. We'll most likely take another 2 damage from the Battle Axe, but hey, that's how it is. Remove that, ping him just because we have excess mana, and then pass. The pinging doesn't really amount to much, considering that when we do put our finisher cards down, which you know, I'm actually holding one right now, so that's I don't need to dig for it later on. Yeah, the pinging of the damage doesn't amount to a tremendous amount. because you flog away 10 damage at a time, so having 1 or 2 extra damage doesn't really speed up the clock. Not usually. I'm a little bit tempted here to Arcane Missiles this creature, and then if it takes 2 hits, I can finish it with this. The downside of that is, if it only gets hit once, I can't finish it with this, and he then massacres me for 8 damage, which would be not incredible. I might be able to save myself with an Arcane Explosion, but then I'm using 2 cards plus my ability to remove 1 creature, and that's getting a little bit ridiculous. There's a chance that he might do a spell on his own creature here to activate Wind Fury on his own without my assistance. So I might put down a Spellbender and steal that ability if he attempts it so. We'll ping him because we're not pinging that, because that'll just equate to more damage for him. So if he inner rages this creature right now, he'll end up inner raging my Spellbender. But it won't stop a Cruel Taskmaster coming down and doing it. But, okay, he has neither, so let's not worry. That shield block there that he just did, that's why we didn't play Counterspell instead. I realized we could have caught it with a Counterspell, but I don't mind if he shield blocks, to be honest. Like, the extra armor isn't fine, and he's just cycling his deck. It's not the one that I want to interrupt. The one I want to interrupt will be much more angry. I think we can take another 3 damage. I'm sort of looking for another Frostbolt. I don't particularly want to use Arcane Explosion yet. He might put down 2 more minions, and then I can go crazy on the Arcane Explosions. The alternative is I use Polymorph on this, but that seems like a big waste, because we want to save those for emergencies. I think we will put our Ice Block up and ping him. We're sort of conceding to the fact that we're going to take another 3 damage here. I'm giving him maybe 1 more turn to flood the board with creatures so I can blow them all away with Arcane Explosion. But if he doesn't, if he's just going to chip me away like this, I might have to Polymorph it, because I am dying. Dying faster than I would care for. I don't know if you saw that animation then, but he did consider casting something on his creature there, which would suggest that he does have an ability he wishes to use on it. He's just sort of slow playing it at the moment, which is probably wise. Look, I got the Fireball. That has to go. It's not a sheep. I think it's good. So Fireball will be a clean kill. That seems pretty good. It stops the damage. The alternative is to go Arcane Missiles, probably 50-50, finish it with this. And 50-50 it fails, and then I have to use another Arcane Explosion. To be honest, I'd rather keep my Arcane Explosions for when he floods the board. I think I just Fireball it. I am tempted to put the Counterspell up here. I believe Spellbender will resolve first, so we'll put it up just to sort of set us up. I think it's more relevant than playing the Fire Blast on his obnoxiously high health total. Plus, if he does have the ability to do damage equal to how much armor he has, it'll catch that, and then we don't need to take 8 damage, which would be good. I think we're in a position to play Ragnaros now. We do have 2 counter spells up, and we've just hit 8 mana. Oh, we could do Archmage as well. Ooh, Archmage would be really good. I think we're going to do Ragnaros, though, because there's 50-50 he'll take out the creature. I'd actually prefer to take out the creature. I think that's the best option. Otherwise, I can go Archmage into Arcane Missiles, because I've got no mana, and that turns into a Fireball. And then... Yeah, it's not so good. I think this is the one, for now. He is backed up by 2, there it is. Two counterspell-like effects. Hopefully it takes out the goblin. Excellent. He's going to be sort of stressing to get rid of this. Okay, Whirlwind suggests that he has Execute, because he goes Whirlwind Execute, so he didn't do the damage there. The slam would suggest that he also has an execute, but he hasn't been able to put the damage onto Ragnaros yet. Inner Rage does the damage to Ragnaros, followed by probably an execute. There it is. Was that 4 cards, but he cantripped off the slam, so he spent 3 cards to remove that. 4 if you count the fact that I removed his Auctioneer. So that's a really profitable trade right there. He blew through our layer upon layer of counter magic, which is good. That is good. I think...
Sorry that happened.
Thank you. That is unfortunate that he did manage to do it. Not many people can plow through that, so that is quite impressive, but it does really tax his hand to do that. I think I put Vaporize up, or perhaps even... I could wait a turn and get a Fireball out of it if I play the Archmage. That might be even better. But I will be taking 3 damage from this, and that could be... That could probably not be worth it. I think... Oh, wow. How badly do I not want to take 3 damage right now? I realize that he can probably just go crazy on the damage a bit later. And that would be a little bit upsetting. Yeah. Very tough. I think we're going to play it. I just don't want to look at... I just don't want to deal with it. And I think I almost immediately regret that as well. I think I would actually have rather have kept it. But that's alright. We're not going to play any of these cards because we do have the Vaporize up now, so he will be destroyed when he does attack. With any luck, I mean, he could even play something bigger and uglier with a Warsong Commander, and then we could snag that to make sort of something better out of my blunder. It's a Vaporize. Bang. Yeah, so it's all about survival, and it's very much about keeping this bloke alive. We've already lost one of our finishers, and if he goes, we don't have much of a chance on winning this game. So, the thing is though, we don't have any counter magic, which means that he will probably just be destroyed as soon as he gets half a chance. I think I need to Pyroblast this creature to remove it. The alternative is use waste the polymorph and ping it to remove it. It's mana efficient, but it uses our polymorph. I think I'm going to do this. I think it's got to go. Later on, when we have the Archmage down, we can use polymorph and then get a fireball from it, but you can't do in the same turn Archmage and Pyroblast. The mana does not allow. So we'll just ping. I think I might have used... I've used a lot of my counterspells and spellbenders. I know I used at least 2 in that huge exchange earlier. But I'm sort of hoping I maybe have 1 floating around, and I'm sort of hoping I draw it soon. That really needs to go. That's just... No, that's not allowed. This is not allowed. The way to do that would be to perhaps Archmage into missiles, ping it, and then get a fireball, and then finish it with that. But then it's only 50-50 chance that we actually remove it. So... Well, that's annoying. Isn't that annoying? I don't really want to polymorph that, because it would suggest that something big and angry is coming, and I feel like he's baiting it as well.
What to do?
At the same time, if we don't remove it, whatever he does have that's coming will more or less crush us. Which is not what I want. Maybe we'll just get rid of that. See, he kept 5 mana as well, so it's a little bit concerning. I'm going to keep the Secret Control Mage. I might be able to build out a secret later on with Archmage out, and it might just amount to a little bit more than nothing. I mean, I could put the presence down and trade, which has its value, but I'm sort of hoping that I can pull out a second Vaporize or something like that. This player is actually quite clever. He is pressuring me with 1 at a time. He's not allowing me to Flame Strike him for any benefits. He makes it quite hard to deal with. This thing is capable of killing this man. So if I do play Antonidas there, if I do play Antonidas and then convert a couple of these into fireballs, if I fail to kill him because of the randomness of arcane missiles, he will destroy my only real win con. So that seems like a good way to throw the game, and I don't really want to do that. I could guarantee to get rid of him, but I need to go arcane, arcane, and then ping. Yeah, that's just so hideous. I'm going to play one of these and just sort of get in his way. Because I have 2 of them and I've used a lot of secrets already, so I don't really consider getting another free one out to be that super relevant. I'll put the Board Pyromancer out as well, because he can trade if this is removed as well. So I have 2 methods of taking out his creature. The other thing is, by hitting the board like this, he may even consider hitting the board himself. Of course, I played right into a cleave, so I look really good right now. So here comes a good 12 damage. Wow. On the plus side, at the very least, that makes it more likely that I'll be able to kill it with Antonidas here. And he did just use a lot of his things. I'm still a little bit concerned about the second execute floating around, but I think I might need to go for it now because I'm so close to carking it. So he goes. At the very least, this creature can trade if everything else misses, which I really hope they don't. I could go Blood Mage into Arcane Missiles here, which shoots 4 missiles, which increases my chances, or I could go just 2 of these and get 2 fireballs. That's probably better because I really, really need those fireballs. Let's go for it and see what happens. 1 fireball. Unlucky. I can ping it, or I can Arcane Explosion and get another fireball. It might be worth just to convert that into a fireball at this point. I don't really lose a card for that. I realize I could use this, but I sort of need a fireball to do a number on that health total.
For Dalaran.
I haven't got high hopes for the outcome of this game right here. Especially if he starts popping off Arcanite Reapers and things. He would have 1 more War Song Commander as well, so he can haste a lot of creatures at me, all at will. I realize I'm behind an ice block, but that will only be good for 1 turn. Where's the axe going? Life total.
Charge forward!
Yep, so there's his attempt to finish it. It's good. I mean, the thing is, though, he's popped my ice block, but I need to do something about Fiery War Axe or I die. And I actually don't believe I have anything that can interact with that Fiery War Axe, and I have nothing that can gain health, so I believe he has me cold here. Stone Cold. Very unfortunate. That is a little bit unfortunate. I feel like with a Blood Mage, a couple of turns of firing fireballs off would have done a number, but we are not that lucky. Because no matter what I do, Fiery War Axe will get me. I can destroy these in any number of ways, but he will get me. I'm just trying to think if I have a Frostbolt, I might be able to freeze him for a turn. The only way to get to the Frostbolt would be to play this creature and then kill it, draw a card using my Death Rattle. I think I only used 1 Frostbolt, and it's worth playing for that, because I can't think of any other outs right here. Because I need to freeze this character, so I will... if I do Frostbolt, I need 3 mana for that, 2 for this, so if I do 2... It's a possibility that I could come out of this. It's a pretty small possibility. So I ping that. Get rid of this. Oh, you know what? I just pinged the wrong thing. Oh, such a fool. There's a chance that could have been there. What was I doing? I just said what I was going to do and then didn't do it. Very sorry. I mean, I won't even get to see what the next card is. It's unlikely. And there's a good chance I've probably already used both of my Frostbolts anyway. But I actually wasn't keeping track of my Frostbolts. Oh, the other thing is I could have drawn a second Ice Block as well. And that would have actually caused me to live. Oh, no! Like, to be clear, for the outs that I'm playing for, there's only... So, there's one Ice Block, and possibly one Frostbolt out of the deck that had 12 cards left in it. So, 1 to 2 cards that I would consider, you know, that'll let me live, and I get 1 chance at drawing that. So say, you know, the odds aren't good. Maybe 1 in 6 or 1 in 12 that I would actually pull out a thing that could save me. And for some reason, I even said that I would do it. I said that I would, you know, destroy my own creature using my Fire Blast. But I just saw the 1 health on the enemy creature, and I just sort of, you know, had that railroad mentality where I just sort of want to, you know, always shoot 1 health creatures with my ability. That's just sort of took over my body just then. So I guess we'll never know if I was able to ever hit that out right there. I mean, it may not have actually helped because he could be sitting on a Arcanite Reaper or something and he just casts that and then hits me with it. But, it would have been good to have known. And I think better players don't make that sort of mistake.
Victory or death!
You asked.
But that's why we're here. I think we're trying to just become better. This can go. It is huge. This can go because it's not that relevant early on. I'm really unlucky. I mean, I've gone from rank 18 up to rank 15 playing this deck. I've been on a winning streak for most of that. And as soon as I go, yeah, I'll turn on the video and show everybody how well I'm doing, I come across 2 losses and what appears to be another warrior who will almost certainly use an axe on me at some stage. This upsets me. I was really wanting to share something brilliant with you.
Mind if I roll need?
Okay, he plays that and we shoot it. There's no reason to spend any cards on this. We just get rid of it. Yes, it gives him a card, but he also put a card down, so he just sort of digs through his deck, and we spend no cards, and we more or less break even. I mean, arguably he gets a marginal increase on his, because he, you know, digs through more important cards.
Charge forward!
But, you know. Okay, that's actually a little bit unusual at this level. A lot of people don't just play that creature, because it will immediately die, like this. That doesn't come up very often. Most people sort of hang back to turn 6 or 7 or, you know, whatever. Play it in conjunction with a number of very angry creatures. And then do a real significant swing in how the game goes in damage to me. But if you're just happy to play it and then get frostbolted, because they give me the option to react there. But hey, that's what he wanted to do. I've got the option of vaporizing him or fireballing.
I wonder.
I think I use the vaporize because I can use the Secret Control Mage to vaporize in the same turn. Secret Control to vaporize, I think, is the play, just so that we can get more stuff out. So he will either trade on my creature or he will trade on my vaporize, but either way I've gotten 1 extra thing out this turn. And that feels good, so we'll pass. It feels like I've come off to a good start here, but I have had a number of games with weapon warrior decks where they do a hefty number on me. It's not enough to put the acidic swamp oozes in the deck yet. I realize I just played against 2 weapon warriors in a row right now, and that sort of disproves that a little bit. But I still feel like I can play around it a little bit. I find that by putting creatures out more regularly than what I would do, I tend to find that they use the axe charges on my creatures more often than my face. And that is actually really good, because my creatures sort of are just like one-hit ponies. Like, they have a battle cry effect that, you know, when they turn up, they do their business, and then they leave. Anything else that happens after that is a bonus. I don't really have a brawling creature that wants to sit down and have a chat and hang on and you know... yeah, I think we'll just pass. I realize the axe is too small here, so it's probably going to go directly into my health total anyway. I'm more concerned about the... Oh no, maybe not. He has more Corcoran elites. Oh no, he has kept it. Okay, well that's fine. That means he's using the axes to gain control of the board to protect his creatures rather than using it to hit my health total. Which might mean that he thinks that I have creatures worth playing, which I don't. So, that's good.
I wonder.
Yeah, I think we go Wild Pyromancer into Arcane Missiles. We'll remove this creature, and then he'll probably use the Axe on my Wild Pyromancer. I lose 2 cards, though. Alternatively, I can just Arcane Missiles. He can keep his Axe and call it a day. Yeah, I think we'll do that. One thing I actually am a little bit unsure about is when I do this, does the first missile pop the shield and the second missile take the health total? Guess we'll find out. Oh, you know, if I could hit if I could hit him. Just my luck today.
Sorry that happened.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll do it the old-fashioned way, right? I mean, I could have done it with Wild Pyromancer, but then I would lose 2 cards to do that exchange, and then that's just horrible. I don't want to do that. I realize losing 1 card randomly to his health total is also terrible, but there's, I mean, the odds of that happening are not stellar.
Fight, maggot.
I think we need to Flame Strike now. He has walked into a Flame Strike range. This thing annoyingly does live from that, but I think we can get it with Coin into Arcane Missiles to finish it. That said, I have before fired an Arcane Missiles at 1 creature and missed, so as demonstrated literally 30 seconds ago. So let's do it. Let's see what happens. I mean, the alternate... Oh, let me just think here. The alternative would be Arcane Explosion. Take those out. That would be 4 damage remaining. 4 damage remaining into a Fireball, which seems... Or I could do Pyromancer. Oh, here that's the play. Pyromancer into a Fireball.
What to do?
We'll get rid of all of those creatures.
Do you like to play with fire?
Yeah, sometimes it's good to talk through the plays, because I feel this is better. It leaves me with a presence, and it only costs me 2 cards, whereas all the other combinations, I was using 2 cards and the coin and other violent things. There's a very good chance I might even eat his Axe Charge here, so this was definitely better. Plus I get to keep my really cool Flame Strike.
Pass me that arc light banner.
You call that?
See, Flame Strike now would be the time to shine. I think, although just remember that Flame Strike will kill this creature because of his own ability. So, poor guy. I think I'm just going to have to hit him for 3 and then Flame Strike and kill everything. Is there any other way I can handle this? I can Arcane Explosion, which will do 2 damage in combination with him to these, which is horrible. No, we hit... And we Flame Strike. Just having a quick think. No, that's the way we're going to do it. Then he kills himself. Very cool. Okay, pass it turn. I think we're doing a good job of maintaining control of this game. It's only a moment before I can put down my... maybe a turn or more before I can go Archmage into Counterspell. Or sorry, beg your pardon, Spellbender. I use the term Counterspell loosely because it ultimately counters a spell, but... Although he is rushing me down now. He is getting there. What to do? I think the play here is reasonably straightforward. I ping the shield off. Blood Mage into Arcane Explosion, and it takes away everything. And there's no random garbage with Arcane Missiles. Let's do that, because that seems pretty good. My only regret is that I, you know, don't have like 12 mana so I could also play him, because every card that I use is not a Fireball.
We hunger for vengeance.
Boom. Yeah, we go to 10 mana next turn, so I could go Archmage into Spellbender and turn it into a Fireball as well. Alternatively, I could just play the Spellbender now and be safe. I think I'm going to try to get a Fireball out of it. I'm going to... He doesn't have that many cards. I'm just sort of hoping that he doesn't make a meaningful play this turn. There's every chance that my Blood Mage will cop an axe to the forehead right now, but that's fine. Actually, I would like it if that happens. Because then I get a card and his axe goes away and it's bugging me. It'd be cool if mages and warlocks and things could get like a staff item. It doesn't necessarily have to do damage like their one does, but maybe if it was a spell power buff or something, that'd be really cool.
Mind if I roll need?
These are irrelevant cards and they're very easily killed with arcane missiles or arcane explosions. I think the best thing is to go Archmage into Spellbender into Coin into Arcane Missiles, which gives us 3 fireballs and maybe kills everything. We will also shoot 4 times because of our Blood Mage is alive. So that's the way to go. We play this man because we can because we guarantee that we'll have a Spellbender up, which is going to protect him when he tries to execute it or something stupid. Give us yes, the coin can turn into a fireball, and yes, that's amazing. I was sort of hoping that yeah. I think I'll just keep him alive. I think that's gonna really rustle his jimmies. This looks like a good position. Execute, yeah. So, I mean, that's why we have Spellbender, but that's also... It's interesting, will she die? Because she hasn't been... Yes, she will. The reason I didn't think she'd die is because she hasn't been damaged, but there you go. Ah, double execute! Well, guess what? I have 4 fireballs. And a Ragnaros is in there somewhere. And a Pyroblast! And a Ragnaros! Yeah, well, the safe thing would be to fireball both of those things, and then ping him, and then, yeah, stop getting beaten up. So I might just do that. I could go 8 to his face and then Pyroblast it, but if he has a way of doing a lot of buff damage, that could be bad. Question is, do I use the second fireball here on him, or do I go on himself? That'll put him to 17. But I can remove that creature. I think we put the Drake out, because that will increase our killing capacity for later. I'll do that. Plus, we have the added benefit of being able to, if he ignores this creature, stomp this creature without using a fireball, and then use my spell power to use phenomenal firepower on him. There's the Arcanite Reaper. It is a little unfortunate that he drew it just then, because my Drake is gone, but... Excuse me. He is putting up a fight. That'd be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage on me, and I don't have a ice block or anything like that up. There's a very good chance I should dig for one. Or I should just remove these, take 5. I should probably dig. I'm gonna dig. I want to see what I can pull here. Counterspell's not so good. Ice block is one that I do want, just in case I do get killed by his wizardry. It would be good to... he's going to be the source of a lot of damage that I don't wish to be receiving. I feel like I can trade fireballs, sort of trade down a little bit and shoot bad creatures with it. Because I have so many of it, and 2... I'm just waiting for an opening to put down Ragnaros, which may actually be this turn. Maybe not. That's definitely going to have to be moved. Maybe one more turn. We are hiding behind the ice block here. I think... Do I need to dig? I don't think so. I could double up here. I've seen warriors go through double things before, but he doesn't have any cards, so I probably don't need to do that. Yeah, I'm actually going to save my last fireball for something meaningful. 2 damage I can handle. I'm going to dig for cards first. We hit our second ice block, which basically means that we're never ever going to die. I'll put a Spellbender up. Spellbender or Counterspell? Spellbender can eat and execute, so that's fine. Pass the turn. He hits me for 2 damage, maybe equips an axe, and then I jam Ragnaros.
I hope you like my invention.
Engineer. Disappointing.
My shield for Argus.
He cantripped into that. He with the battle cry ability. That is annoying. I can probably Ragnaros into Ice Block here, and then next turn start Arcane Explosioning stuff. Maybe that's the way. Yeah, I think Rag comes down this turn, or do I have to start fireballing more things? What have I got? Ice Block I live, Spellbender I live. I do have Ice Block next turn, so I'm pretty fine. I think if I put this down, he might have to throw everything at Ragnaros. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage might actually... He can actually be killed, which isn't good either. So I'm going to have to remove one of these. They're all 3 damage. I'll get rid of the fat one. The one with the most health, because it could be a problem if I start Arcane Explosioning later. I think we Counterspell and ping. I'm pinging it here to bring down the health total, so next turn I can Arcane Explosion and ping and remove it. This is how a lot of my games go. I end up on a very obnoxiously low amount of health, but I am surrounded by, you know, these cool things. Bad luck, Ice Block. This will be a close game. He has maintained this pressure here. That is really not what I wanted to see just then, though. I go Kirin Tor into Ice Block. I can ping that guy. Yeah, this is going to be really, really tight. Real tight. I think he might even get it. 4 damage. Yeah, I think he gets me. I will get rid of what I can. It all depends on what he pulls out. If he pulls out just a nothing spell, then that's great. But I might be able to live here. Ice Block! At the very least, I can Pyroblast that guy and trade my... I can Pyroblast this, and then I can trade these two together. That doesn't necessarily kill me, but pretty much any card he draws can buff it, perhaps. Vaporize is a good one to see. I just need a little bit of respite just to sort of get a little breathing room, you know? I can trade there, these two. This can be snagged on a Vaporize. I do die to a haste creature, so maybe I can Pyroblast this, ping off the shield, and hit, but then I'm still open because I didn't have a Vaporize down. What have we got? Spellbenders, counterspells. Yeah, I think I die to a Corcoran Elite, and that would not be good. I think I have to deal with it though.
For Dalaran.
I could ping off the shield. I might as well ping off the shield. I don't think... Let's just... What's he on? 29, 8, 8, 8, 16, 24. Yeah, 32. So the ping actually won't increase me killing him if I ping him, but taking the shield off could be beneficial to us later, so we'll do that. I'm out of ice blocks. There's the axe! And then, do I die from that? I do, because he pulled the axe. Yep. Man, oh man. Just came down to him having the ability to axe me or not, and he got there. I mean, it was just a matter of time until he drew it anyway. Yeah, a little bit disappointing. Wow, 3 losses. I think I'm gonna have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vaporize. I think I have to go with the Vap would you believe me if I told you that this deck is actually good? Of course you wouldn't. My name is Super Chicken. Goodbye.